All right, guys, so we got another gameplay review video today. So we have a rank 12-ish Wraith against red-ish rank survivors. That's all I got about this game is rank 12-ish versus red-ish rank, which I don't know like what rank 12-ish means, because like shouldn't you know your rank? The video cuts off before it shows like the end game screen, so we can't actually see the end game screen, which is kind of interesting, but you know, it's not really that big of a deal. I can still just review it anyway. We could just assume this person is rank 12 and the survivors are rank 4, and that's really all the info we need. We're on Azerov's resting place, and let's take a look at the build. So right off the bat, you're running Wraith, and your build is brutal strength, barbecue and chili, corrupted revenge, slobby. This is a great build. Honestly, this is a fantastic build. I think like your weakest perk here is probably brutal. Like I think this perk is amazing on Wraith, this perk is amazing on Wraith, this perk is amazing on Wraith. Brutal is like the one that seems a little bit out of place, but brutal is a good overall perk. Like I would never give you shit for running brutal. It just seems a little out of place with the other perks, but I still think it's a good perk. Like I think you can definitely replace brutal strength with, you know, a lot of other perks. Like I think enduring is another palette perk that works really well. I think if you wanted to go for more like sneaky perks, or you know, more like slowdown perks, you could as well. Like because really your only like slowdown perk is corrupted intervention. So if you want to run something like Pop Goes the Weasel, or well, I guess Sloppy Butcher is actually a slowdown perk too. Never mind. I guess these are kind of both slowdown, but you can kind of combo that with like, you know, Thanatophobia, or there's definitely a lot of options, but this is definitely not a terrible build. I'm not going to give you too much shit for your build. Also, your add-ons are Bone Clapper, which is the add-on that makes it so that whenever you hit your bell, it is heard map wide. And the other one looks like Windstorm. I actually can't. It's hard to tell what this is. It's maybe Windstorm, maybe a Swift Hunt. It might be coming out of your blink faster. I mean, we'll be able to tell mid-match, so we'll be able to see. Okay, so right away you spawn on one side of Azeroth. Somebody has object, so that's good to know. You're heading right over to them, which is totally okay. This is totally fine. This is 100% okay. They know you're on them. This is like, okay, this is kind of little. This is like a very little thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and nitpick it anyway. If you guys hear a change in background noise, I'm sorry. I apparently had DVD open in the background, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue and pretend like it's not happening. A very little thing is just that when you're in cloak, you actually move faster. So right here, ideally, you don't want to uncloak until you're basically right up against them. Like you're uncloaking, and like look at like you start uncloaking whenever she has all this distance on you. Like she has a decent amount of distance here. Like from here to here is probably like, I don't know, like 8 meters maybe. It's probably less than 8 meters. That's probably less than 8, but still. She has like some distance on you where you could have ran closer to her and made up that extra distance with your extra speed while being cloaked. It's not much. Like that's not like a big mistake or anything, don't get me wrong, but that little bit of distance might be the difference between them like making a pallet or, you know, you getting the hit. So even though this doesn't seem like much, it definitely is something to keep in mind. But you uncloak, she makes it like either way she would have still made it to Shack here. So it's really not a big deal, but it's just something little. Yuval, you're chasing her around. You go for a moonwalk. Oh, okay. I see what you were doing there. You went for a fake moonwalk, but the real moonwalk would have worked. See, like this is interesting. Like this is, hold on. I'll just wait and see how you continue playing Shag before I say anything. That's a real weird place to moonwalk because she can see you. That one wasn't terrible. Hey, it worked. You got a hit. Okay, not bad. You got a hit there. And she leaves. Okay, I'm gonna already say I love that you're playing around with moonwalks. I love that you're playing around with mind games here. So like right here, you go for like this mind game play, and what's really interesting is like you went for the mind game play that would have worked initially. Like had you just committed to this moonwalk, it actually would have worked, and you would have gotten the hit because she faked the vault. What you try to do here, I did want to say something about this. What you should have, like, I think what you were trying to do here is you were trying to fake the moonwalk and then go back in, but you never turned around. Ideally, if you want to do this, like what you were doing is you were basically anticipating this Nia. You were like, okay, she thinks I'm gonna moonwalk, so I'm gonna not moonwalk. But the problem is that you never turned your red light away. So you like showed your red light and then you backed up, but the whole time you're still facing forward. So your red light is still like right here this whole time, right? When you do this, you want to turn your camera around and face that way, and then actually moonwalk into Shack is how you want to do it. So just for future reference, if you try this mind game again, your camera should be turned around right now. Like you should be moonwalking into Shack. That's just a really important little thing, because if you don't do that, they're going to see your red light the whole time, and they're probably just going to vault the window because they're going to know that you're coming in anyway. It doesn't matter because you still get the hit here, so I won't like give you too much shit about it. Okay, so then you go to this pallet over here, and ooh, there's a strong window beside this pallet. I don't know if you recognize that or not. That was a good play. That was a good play. Are you going to get her? Ooh, you should. Wow. Ooh, you got robbed. Interesting. This is really interestingly played. I don't really have anything that important to say about this. You're just kind of playing this. You're not playing it bad. You played that fantastically. You played this really well. Are you a rank 12 killer? Because you played that really well, man. I'm going to be honest. That was very good. Like, you basically baited her fake vault. Like, you baited her into dropping the pallet here and then tried to meet her at the other side, which almost worked. Like, that really should have worked. You tried to fake the pallet break right there. It didn't work. And then right here, you assume that she's going to fake vault, so you look the other way to make it seem like you're going to turn around, but then you keep going and then you call her out. That was amazingly played. That was okay, just to fill people in that maybe don't really understand what he did here. Like, there's so many like different plays he did. Like, I was worried about this window right there, because if she's a good survivor, she would link it with this window, but she didn't. So like right there, you get her into a bad position, and right here, you know that you're close enough to like make her that she's going to be scared to drop the pallet. This is a little bit risky because you're banking on her being a bad survivor. If she's like a really good, confident survivor, she's not going to drop the pallet here, and she's going to keep looping it. And you might have had enough distance to get a hit if you just held W. So that one, like this one right here, is a little questionable, but it still ended up working out in this exact scenario because she did get scared and she dropped the pallet, and then you came around to hit her. You honestly kind of got robbed there by like hitboxes. So I don't know. That was a good play though. But then on top of that, right here, you go for a play. And again, her only play she has here, like running up here, her only play is either A, vaulting the pallet, or B, fake vaulting and trying to bait you into doubling back, which is like very like, if the survivor has any clue what they're doing, like if you can like look at the survivor and be like, yeah, this survivor knows generally what they're doing, they're going to fake vault like 99% of the time. So this was really good. You baited her into you know, making her think you were gonna double back by looking away, and then you come around and take advantage. Perfect, amazing. I just wanted to clarify because that was so good. All right, so we'll see what happens here. You're gonna get this hook. So they finished a gen across the map, but that's not like too big of a deal. We're gonna bring them over. It is Azerov's. It kind of sucks that they are over there because all these gens are blocked, but they're on the other side of the map doing all those gens probably. Okay, there's a guy in shack. Or he's not in shack. Okay, there's a guy way down there in a gen. He wasn't in shack, sorry. He was on top of the hill looting. This guy's close. Yeah, you can get him. If you're able to down this guy quickly, you'll be able to, like right there. That was a good play. Okay, really minor thing, but I want to point it out just for anybody watching. Wraith, the way Wraith works is you don't make a sound until you hit your bell, and you don't hit your bell until like halfway through your uncloak. So you ran up and then you used this rock right here as cover, and you uncloaked, and you came around the corner. Like right here is when you hit the bell. He had no idea you were there until right now. This is really, really, really good. If you're a Wraith player or someone that's interested in Wraith, this is really, really important to know. It might not seem like much, but the little bit of distance that they would gain from getting the head start, like basically you saved this much time. However much time this is, you saved. Because had you uncloaked around the corner, he would have started running sooner and you would have got more distance. So this was actually really smart of you. It's a really minor thing, but it does a lot for you as a Wraith. You probably shouldn't have swung at that. I don't think I need to say that. I think it's pretty obvious. You kind of lose track of him a little bit, but then you hit him. He has shack here, so this is a little bit sketchy, but he vaults it. And you slug him. Please slug him and go to the middle of the map. No! Oh, man. Oh, you should have slugged him. This was a perfect slug opportunity. This was a perfect. Okay, so let me explain why this was a perfect slug opportunity, okay? There's kind of a lot to this, so just bear with me, okay? Azerov's resting place is shaped like an eye. This is the shape of Azerov's resting place, okay? This is a little bit dramatically drawn, but you know what I mean? Like right now, you are like right here. You know, the guy on the hook is like right here. You're at shack, which is like right here. And the other two teammates are down here. They're down here working on gens. Like they're over here. There is this gigantic choke in the middle of the map, right? That basically, if you have people down here that need to be saved, they need to go through this choke to get to them. And you can literally stand like right here and see like basically the whole choke. Like the choke, if we eliminate all this, the choke is like right here. Like you can see almost the whole thing. Like it's like right there. So basically, And all like, so that combined with just having a little bit of game knowledge, you can know that because one person is down, one person's hooked and another person's downed, those survivors have nothing else to do other than come over and unhook, right? Like they can't just sit on gens because these guys are gonna fucking die, you know? So they have to come, which is the perfect opportunity to like leave that guy on the ground. Don't take the time to hook him and instead just run away, run towards the choke, look for people, you know? Get some hits, get some more downs, and kind of snowball your map pressure. But anyway, let's see how it actually plays out, because honestly, you might be okay. Like, you did get that second hook, and honestly, you got the same result. Well, see, there you go. See, this is the difference. Like this is what I'm talking about. It might not seem like much, but that little bit of time that you take to hook this guy and then run over, like, had you not hooked that guy and you left him on the ground and ran straight over, you would have seen... Like, whoever got this unhook, you would have seen them on their way to the unhook, and you could have hit them down, probably down them again at the unhook, or maybe, like, depending on what they did, you probably could have got a down on them and then had even more map pressure, right? Like, that's that snowballing map pressure, right? Like, it might not seem like much, but the very few seconds that it takes to hook somebody means a lot whenever you have people down, you know? Because now look, like you went from having 2 downs to now everyone's off the hook, and you're like in a chase with someone that's full health. Like, you went from having a bunch of map pressure to basically none, you know? Like, you did kind of mess up in that chase right there. I don't feel like I even have to tell you what you did wrong. I feel like it's pretty obvious what you did wrong, but I think, like, tactically that was a really bad decision there. So I think you definitely could have did that better. That was a really good opportunity to slug. You honestly could have maybe won the game right there. Like, that might be the difference between winning and losing the game. You're trying to find this Nia. You finally found her. She's running in towards the middle. Honestly, dude, you're kind of getting robbed. Like, these hits are like, how did that not hit? I don't even know. I honestly have no idea. That is absolutely absurd that that didn't land. I don't even know what to say, man. You're chasing her around again, though. This one won't land. But, dude, again, really well played, man. Like, really, really, really well played. That is absolutely phenomenally played. Sorry, I was pausing to see if I can get better frame rate, because I know this video quality isn't great, but we're going to keep rolling with it. You slug her, though. I'm guessing you're afraid of DS, but this is also fine. Get a free hit on her, because she tried to fake vault, even though you didn't fall for it at all. I'm not going to keep pausing the video, but back there, he did the same thing again, where he basically baited a fake vault and then called him out on it, which was phenomenal. Really good play. Again, amazing mind games. Like, you're playing this so well. Like, you're actually playing this fucking fantastically. That was so good. You mind gamed her perfectly. You're now gonna hook her in the basement. They healed across the map. How do you end up losing this? How do you end up losing this game? I mean, I skipped to the end to see the results, and like, yeah, I guess they're just kind of getting gens done. Wow, these guys are getting shit done. Holy man. Honestly, like, that slug play towards the beginning is honestly, like, it's very, very detrimental to this whole match. This is something you keep trying to do. I don't understand this. It's so odd because you play so well, like, most of the time, but then you keep doing this. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like you have this weird feeling where, like, when you uncloak, like, this is way too far away to hit, man. Like, I know sometimes when you uncloak, you can, like, swing and get, like, this super long lunge, but this is too far away, man. You're going for these, like, massively long lunges, and on top of that, she very clearly has sprint burst, because she's been walking, right? Like, it's very obvious because she's walking and she hasn't sprinted yet. She definitely has sprint burst. So, like, trying to rush that swing is just kind of, you know, a bad play, because then you lose distance that you could be getting. Like, you should definitely have a hit on this Feng right now. The fact that she got to this window full health is not, like, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. You end up getting you're gonna get a hit on her. There you go. There you go. You are going to get hit on her. A lot of these hits are just like, I feel like you just swing really wildly sometimes, man. Like, it seems to be a weird thing where you just seem to want to swing like a wild man sometimes, where, like, you're giving them more time and more distance that they shouldn't be getting. But either way, she goes down in 1-for-1s. That's no biggie. You immediately hook her. You have 2 people on the other side of the map that are working on a gen. You need to find this guy, like, soon. He's right to your left. Did you not see that aura? Oh, you didn't see the aura, did you? Okay, well, this is probably going to cost you the game, too. This was pretty easy to miss, but if you look over here, there was an aura there. There was an aura there. It was the object guy. It was right there. Right there. Right there. Right there's the aura. Yep. Yep, it's a spooky ghost. Yep. Yep. That's a spooky ghost. That really sucks that you missed that, because had you seen that, this game probably would have been 1-2. This is probably another minor mistake. As much as I hate to say this, the correct play here, because of how much they're slamming gens, you really need to get like multiple downs without someone getting unhooked. So I don't want to say that you need to camp hooks, but I think walking away from the hook like this without even looking around is a really bad idea. I think the only way you pull this out right now is by downing another survivor around the hook and then getting another like hook together, like getting like 2 people hooked at the same time again. That's the only way you're winning this. You chasing this guy far out and then letting them unhook is literally just you throwing the game, because the 4th person is going to be on a gen while all this is going on. So like you're going to be chasing this guy, they're going to go unhook. The 4th guy's going to be doing the gen the whole time. You just don't have enough map pressure to stop 1 gen. Like they only need 1 gen. That's it. You need an immense amount of map pressure right now. So I already know what's going to happen. Like, I can already tell what's going to happen. You really should have been looking around more. Like, I don't want to tell you to camp the hook. Like, I'm not saying don't leave the hook, but at least give the area a quick sweep before, like, going this far away. You know what I mean? Because this is definitely not ideal. Because even now, like, even if you down this guy, those guys across the map can both be doing that gen over there now, too. So, yeah, again, you keep going for these wild swings, man. That was a weird... Okay, I see that you're like experimenting with mind games a little bit, and I like that. That hit was also wild. Caught him out on that. Your play here is like a little bit... Okay. Man, your swings. Your swings. What's going on with you, dude? Man, this is... Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Like, you're like positionally playing this really well. But then you just like miss the attacks. Oh man, this is not great. So, okay, one thing I want to like, what's happening here? Like you're just not keeping track of them well, man. I don't really like. Okay, I don't really know. Like this is something that's really hard for me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and ask anybody watching this video if you have real advice for this. Please let me know in the comments, because this is something that I always struggle to give advice with. People that just kind of like miss attacks like this, maybe because I come from like a background of playing like FPS games and I'm used to like tracking people. Like I'm really used to like tracking people with like aim and stuff, just because I've played a lot of FPSs. So I've never really struggled with this. Like I feel like from day one killer, like tracking a survivor with my aim has never really been an issue. So when people do have trouble with this, like that's very clearly what's going on. Like you see him and you go to hit him and he kind of just like moves to the side and you just don't really like react or track him in time, you know? Like you just don't turn fast enough. And then right there, you kind of get like a weird like auto aim thing. I just don't even know what to say to you, man. Like it seems like you kind of got fucked over by auto aim a little bit, but it also just kind of seems like you're not tracking him well, which is just, I don't know. It's just really unfortunate, man. Because like you like positionally played it really well, but honestly, like you kind of threw the game here. Like that whole like little segment, like from when you should have had him down until you downed this person was like 30 seconds. Like those 2 people at the other side of the map are definitely getting done. Like they're doing a gen right now. Like they're gonna have that gen done in no time. Yep, there it is. There it is. I knew that was coming. So you're gonna cloak. You're going to run over towards these guys. I feel like there was definitely a couple games. I'm going to go back and talk about the couple places in the game where I think you could have won. You see the scratch marks, but you ignore them. You're running down towards these guys healing. Okay, there you go. Good. That was not bad ignoring them, because they were coming down here anyway, so that's really good. You're gonna chase this bunny Fang because she's going back towards the hook. This is also probably smart, chasing the guy that's going for the hook, because this puts pressure on other survivors to come get the hook. Look around for other survivors right now. Look around. Look. No. Look around. Oh, I bet you. I think you still could have snowballed this, man. I think you still could have snowballed this. I'm gonna see what happens. No, actually, I'm gonna back up. Okay, I bet you, because okay, here's what's going on right here. This Fang is the only person running towards the unhook right now, right? Like right here is like a big like lane, kind of like I said, going towards the unhook. Like that, like for them to unhook, they have to run somewhere down this, right? So by you chasing this Fang, you're literally putting pressure on the only survivor going for the unhook, which the other survivors are going to see, which then puts pressure on them to unhook, you know? And they're in struggle state, so they got to get the fuck over there, right? Like, they need to get over there. It, like, would be really, really beneficial for you to literally just glance to your right. Like, you don't have to, like, run over there. You don't have to, like, run over and, like, look all around everything. But literally just turn your camera that way, right? Like moonwalk after this thing if you have to. Just take a look around, you know? Like, the information that you might get might be invaluable, because there's a pretty decent chance that if you turn right now, you might see one of the other injured survivors like running along the wall, and then you can just turn around, hit them, turn around, hit this guy, maybe get like a 4-man slug, right? Because they're all like, they want to save that last guy. I guarantee you they want to save that last guy. They might not have been there, but they very easily could have been there. Instead, you down this guy. This might still work out. You down this guy. This dude looks like he's gonna have the door open. Well, he's hesitating. Well, now he goes for it, and he's gonna get pushed out. Yep. So you're gonna push him out. He's gonna get out. See, yeah. I again, with the timing of that unhook, I think there was a guy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like pretty much 100% sure that the last guy was running along that wall. I think had you just turned to the side and hit that guy on the wall, damn, she had unbreakable, which is also really unfortunate. All right, we're gonna chase her down, get the hit on her. You can slug here. You can definitely slug here. Okay, and you are. You know she doesn't have unbreakable now. You know there's a door over here. Can you get there? Wait, why are you going back? Wait, why are you going back? They didn't have it open yet. Oh, I guess, man, I guess you're just paranoid about losing like the one kill that you think you're gonna get. Because I don't think they had the door open yet, man. I think you definitely could have made it and stopped them from opening that door. But now I think they do have the door open. And now I don't think you can stop them either. And also, if they're very well organized and play this correctly, they might be able to get this unhook. You're doing the stand still so they can't see you trick. Nice. If you guys don't know, when Wraith stands completely still, he is 100% invisible. You're going to chase down this Nia. You're going to try to get a grab, I guess. Didn't get the grab. Let's see if they body block correctly. These guys are playing really smart in body blocking, although it didn't work for them. You still got it down. You're going to chase down this Fang. I wouldn't go after this Fang. I would just go after the full health guy, honestly. Chances are this dude's probably going to have DS or borrowed time or something. You're going to down him. Like, even now, like, what do you do with him? Do you pick him up and get DS'd? Like, you're probably going to get DS'd. You didn't get DS'd. Good. See, that's a huge risk, though. That's a huge risk, because if that guy did DS you, then the other guy is healed and they just walk away. I really don't like that decision to go after the guy that got unhooked. Like, that's really risky. Like, if she had decisive strike and she DS'd you right there, you end up with nothing. I think you really should have chased the full health guy and put some pressure on him, and then you should have hooked the guy that you downed, I think. Like, you should have maybe got a hit on the full health guy and then just got that additional map pressure and then hooked the other guy. But either way, it ends up working out. It's very risky, but it ended up working out, and you know, got another hit. You got it down, which is totally fine. And chase these guys out, and that's the end. All right, so the big times that you lost this game, I think there was 2 or 3 different points where you could have pulled out a lot of map pressure this game. Okay, just overall, just like analyzing your gameplay, I'll say this much: I love how much you experiment with mind games, even though like sometimes they don't always work out in your favor, right? Like sometimes, like for instance, like over here at the crane with this David, I think it was it a David or a Jeff or Jake? At this crane, like you were doing some like weird shit that I don't necessarily think was good, right? Like, hold on, let me find the exact moment. It was like right here, hold on. Like right here, you were doing like this is like, I don't really know what you were trying to do here. Like that was such a weird little thing. It almost worked for you anyway, but it's like, I don't even really know what exactly you were trying to do there. So like, even though not all of them are great, the fact that you're experimenting with them and like really trying to figure out what works is fucking huge. Please keep doing that. Please keep doing that. Figure out what works, figure out what doesn't work, and keep doing the stuff that does work. Figure out, a really important thing to keep in mind is the style of survivor that you're going against, what works against them and what doesn't, okay? That's huge. Because different survivor play styles, like for instance, people that are really good in chase, there's certain mind games that'll work against them that won't work against others, right? Like a survivor that's really bad in chase certain mind games will work against them that won't work against others. So just keep experimenting, keep figuring out what works and what doesn't. I love that. That is my favorite thing about this gameplay, is that you are experimenting with your mind games and you're really like trying to figure shit out. You're trying to make things work. You're trying to outplay them rather than just holding W and chasing them down. That is, you're already on your way to being a good killer, and I'm really proud of that. I think the major downfalls are, first off, the fact that there's like 10 times throughout this video where you just go to swing at someone and you just miss. Again, I don't really know like entirely what to say about it. Like it just feels like you just don't know proper lunge distance. Like this lunge, by the way, was just like clearly too far away. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, maybe it's just because I have a ton of hours. It's just clearly too far away. I feel like maybe you just need like a little bit more experience, right? I think you just need to maybe play a little bit more, and you'll slowly get more and more used to like the different ranges and how close you have to be or how far you have to be. So I think that's just going to come with time, and also just like practice tracking people and not, you know, whiffing. I don't think anything I say is really going to help you there. I think you just need to practice it. But let me find the points that you could have won. Hold on a second. Okay, so first point that you could have won is right here. This is very early in the game, but this could have won you the entire match. I guarantee it. So the guy is on the hook. If you guys don't remember, we saw auras down across the map doing generators. So we know that they were down there at the generators. You hit this guy, and now you get the second hit like really quickly. Like you got these two hits very quickly. So when you hit him the first time, that kind of like sparks into these survivors' heads, right? Like these survivors right here, it kind of like sparks into their head like, oh shit, we have to get the save. The other guy's getting chased. One of us has to go get the save, right? So as soon as you hit them the first time, they started running. And that's kind of like the key to snowballing map pressure. If you can down this guy fast enough, you can take advantage of that and go cut them off. And you did. You did down this guy super fast. Like you got him so quick. You did such a good job downing this guy. Had you turned around right here, had you just left him on the ground, right? Like right now, you can be running towards that hook. Let's see how much time you waste. Like we're at 156 right now. Like you could have been at that hook right now. But you spend all this time, it's like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That whole sequence took 10 seconds to pick him up and hook him. Like that's a long time. You could have literally like you could have been way down here. You probably could have gotten a hit on the guy that was going for the unhook already, right? Like the fact that he like walks over and gets the unhook for free. Like he should have never got this unhook for free. What should have happened is you should have went over. You would have found him because you would have been running, right? Like he would have been on his way to the unhook. He would have been like right around here. You would have seen him. You would have been able to chase him, get a hit on him. He would have either A, ran to the unhook and went down while unhooking, which is fine because that's still, you still have two people down, or B, he would have ran away, in which case that's fine because the other teammate's down that way too, and you would have just had so much map pressure. Like you would have had so much map pressure. I can't even stress how important it is to compound map pressure on top of each other. Like getting multiple downs and pressuring multiple people is insanely strong for killer, and you kind of like miss the opportunity here. Like even here, it wouldn't have been crazy for you to down that Nia again, you know? Like you just like downing that Nia and then leaving her slugged wouldn't have been crazy at all. Like that also could have been a viable option, and then turning around and chasing this Fang, you know? That could have been a perfectly viable option. It's also really unfortunate that you don't get the hit on this Fang, but you know, what are you gonna do? So that was a big major mistake. I think that was a really good opportunity to slug. It might seem like a minor mistake, but I'm telling you, this game would have went way differently had you made that decision there. Let me find the second part. Okay, the second part is here. This is after you hook the guy in the basement, after we 1-for-1. You hit the guy with borrowed time on his way out. And again, this is a position of like of basically compound map pressure. So you know that one survivor's on this gen. It just exploded. You know one more survivor's right here. So there's really no like if both survivors are on this gen hypothetically, which we don't know, then that means that no one's going for the unhook, and someone's gonna have to go for the unhook, right? So the fact that you don't even like look around, like this isn't like a major mistake, but you should be looking around. You should be looking around and looking for people, because ideally you want to catch people out here going for the unhook and get massive map pressure, right? Like if you see this guy with object, it's also really unfortunate that you just don't see him in the corner of your eye, because had you seen that dude and had you chased him with object, you literally would have been able to probably win this game too. Like you could have chased him, possibly down him, This guy right here has to mend. This guy is like doing a gen across the map. He would have probably had to have gotten off the gen to come back to unhook. Or even if he did, even if he got the gen done, you still would have been able to have been in a good spot because you would have had a bunch of downs. So this was another opportunity to win where I think you kind of just let it go and you just walked, like you ran the whole way across the map. You let that guy unhook, and now like the survivors are split up. Like 2 of them are down here, 2 of them are on the other side of the map, and then you just couldn't do anything at this point. You know what I mean? Like it was just, it got to this point and then it was just already over. And then okay, and again, I think this is the last one too. So just to fill you guys in, we know that both the survivors are behind us, right? So the situation here is you had this guy on a hook. Again, like the shape of the map is like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. Like this is basically the shape of the map, except sorry, the left side is apparently super long. Basically, you're right here chasing the Fang right here. There's 2 survivors down here, and you know it, and there's a survivor on a hook here. So for these guys to save this guy, which you know they're gonna want to do, they have to go through this middle. So you're pressuring the only survivor that's anywhere close. Like you're pressuring this guy, which means these guys are going to know that they have to go for the unhook, right? I feel like another thing you're lacking is like knowing, I feel like this is just general game sense. Like I feel like you can kind of just know what the survivors are going to do just based on the situation. I think this might just come from experience, but maybe this will help somebody watching. In this scenario, you can 100% guarantee that one of these survivors is going to go over this unhook because they have to. You're chasing the only person that's close, which is this Fang, so they have to. If they don't go over this unhook, she's fucking dead, especially considering her bar is low. So knowing that, you can use that to your advantage, right? So you could have hit this guy right here. After this pilot stun was over, you could have looked for them. You could have turned around and looked for them because they're definitely running towards it. You could have went down to whoever was going for the unhook, left him slug to chase the other people that were all injured, maybe get like a 4-man slug, you know? You could have definitely very easily pulled it out here too. You had 3 different opportunities throughout this game to pull out the win. And it just came from bad decision making, honestly. I will say that this game was a tough game though. These guys played pretty fucking well. They at the very least they fucking did gens. Like they split up and they did gens for sure. And they also had like Unbreakable. They had like a bunch of perks that were like really conveniently timed, like Borrowed Time and Unbreakable. They also had like a lot of really convenient perks, but on top of that, they also played it really well in the sense that they were really gen efficient. But this was by no means an unwinnable game. By no means was this unwinnable. These guys were not that good in chase, and you definitely were like downing them easily. And had you made a few more better decisions, or if you had made a few more better decisions, or even like missed a few of the swings that you went for and missed, like if you had just played a little better in one of those 2 regards, you definitely could have won this. But I will say at the end of this, you fucking played this phenomenally. Regardless, if you really are a rank 12 killer going against the rank 1s, you played this really fucking well. And I think all the mind games that you were going for, like I think all the experimenting you were doing with mind games was really good. And I think it's really good that you play that way. And I think you're gonna get good at killer. Like watching this footage, I can tell that like give you a few months and you're gonna be pretty good at killer. Like give you a year and you're gonna be a very, very good killer. Because I can tell that you're like experimenting. You're trying to figure out what works. You know, once you figure out what works, you're gonna be doing it more. I think you're definitely off to a good start. So thank you so much for submitting. I think that's all I have to say. If I keep talking, I'm just going to keep going in circles. So thank you so much for submitting this footage. I really enjoyed reviewing it. Thank you so much. If you guys want to submit footage yourself, by the way, I know I haven't been mentioning this much lately, but if you guys want to submit footage yourself, join the Discord that is linked below. And you can send me a DM on there that is a link to your footage uploaded to YouTube. Like, I want you to upload it to YouTube, send me a video to your link. Make sure that the video quality is good. I don't want it to, like, hurt people's eyes to watch it. And make sure that the game is, like, a bad game. I don't want to use my channel for people to flex their 4Ks, okay? If you 4K the survivors at 5 gens, you obviously don't need help. I don't want this channel to be somewhere where you flex your wins. Send me your bad footage and make sure that the quality is good. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Sub to the channel if you liked it as well. I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night. I'm out of here. See ya. Take care. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya. I'll see you later. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya.